Wipe your whiskers. Secret Eaters is back. With a quarter of the UK now clinically obese, we hold the crown as the heavyweight champions of Europe.
15 stone 2. 17.5 stone.
5.5 stone heavier than I want to be.
Just how many of us are in denial about what we really eat?
I'm going wrong somewhere and I just don't know where.
I eat healthy things. I don't understand why I've got an 8 stone. It's literally like carrying a human being on my back.
Our PIs and covert cameras have been catching the nation scoffing everywhere. And I mean everywhere.
I've got a tracker on Tracy's car. Even if we lose her in traffic, we can find out where she is.
And when you see what we've uncovered,
they're on the move.
The truth will really knock you out. Oh yes, in the Secret Eaters incident room, we'll be plating up the truth and nothing but.
Surprise! Hello, ladies.
Because if you really want to lose weight, you need to know how you're putting it on.
I just want to die.
Oh, please don't put it in your mouth. Please don't put it in your mouth.
It's going in.
Are we hiding the true extent of our mindless eating from our loved ones and ourselves?
I can't believe you did that.
This is Secret Eaters.
I've got to take you on the chin, haven't I?
Really? Which one now?
Oh, very nice.
I'm on my way to Orpington in Kent to meet a young couple who can't understand why they've piled on the pounds.
I definitely wear the trousers in our relationship, I think.
I physically wear the trousers, but she wears them.
Katie and Michael have not only grown up together, but also grown outwards together.
When me and Michael met, we were both quite a lot slimmer than what we are now, but since we've been together, we have put on quite a bit of weight.
In fact, in the last 4 years, they've put on a massive 8 stone between them, but have no idea why.
As you can see in our fridge, we've got no chocolates or anything bad that you typically see in an overweight person's fridge, and this is why we can't understand why we are the size we are.
I don't think I do anything different to other people. I think my diet is quite balanced.
This 20-something couple want to shed their excess pounds and be healthier for their daughter's future. So I've come to Katie and Michael's flat to try to get to the bottom of their ballooning bodies.
Hello, Katie, Michael.
Yeah, hello, can I come in?
Yeah, of course you can.
Brilliant, thank you. What were you like as a little girl? Just fill me in terms of whether you were heavy as a kid or whether this has been a sort of sudden thing for you.
When I was younger, I was quite slim, and then I met you.
It's all your fault, Michael, basically.
Always is.
So your family now is you and Michael, and you've got a daughter?
Yeah, Isabel, she's 2. I'm a stay-at-home mum. I spend all day looking after my little girl and I absolutely love it.
Hey, what about you?
She's definitely our world. Everything we do revolves around her and we wouldn't have it any other way.
So you're this very strong family unit. Take me through what you would eat during a typical day.
I don't think I've had regular breakfast since I started secondary school, and now I've got to get up, I've got to sort Isabel out, I've got to get her to nursery, and I don't eat. And then obviously like on a Tuesday and Thursday I go straight from dropping her off to the gym. Down, up, down. I do 2 classes a week, body attack and body combat. I should be losing weight doing these classes, even if it's just £1 a week or even half a pound. I should be losing something. And then by the time I come back and pick her up, it's lunchtime, so I make her lunch. And while I'm kind of making, like, I'll cut an extra bit of cucumber for me to eat.
But so far, Katie, you're saying I don't eat any breakfast, I go to the gym, and then I'm cooking my daughter's lunch and I'll pick off a little bit of extra cucumber.
Yeah, or ham.
You're not
or
eating
stuff
anything?
Like that. No. I don't think that what I've eaten, say, in the last 7 days warrants so much weight.
So I'm just trying to work out where you're going wrong. I mean, what do you think it is?
I don't think I drink enough. I can probably go 1 or 2 days with maybe just a glass of water.
So do you think that if you had more water, then it would help you to lose the weight?
I think it would have more of an impact.
And how about you, Michael? Do you exercise?
Not often, no.
I mean, he says he doesn't do exercise, but like, he's walking around, literally, his shift, he'll do 8 to 16 hours at work, and he's walking around all day.
At the moment, I'm the Revenue Protection Officer at London Euston. When I'm at work, you're moving all the time between 18 platforms. So you're moving from one to another. There is no stopping. You are stood up for near enough 8 hours of the day. At work, I'll have something like a sandwich or the meal deal from the shop.
Yeah.
Or I'll just have a drink and not have nothing.
So it sounds as though you're not really eating a great deal during the day. You tend to eat at night when you're together, is that right?
Yeah.
What sort of stuff are you cooking?
I love pasta salads, and even my carbonara is just full of vegetables, like mushrooms, onions, peppers. Like my stir fry, not to brag, I think my stir fry is pretty good.
What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, this is good.
It's the only dish that he's admitted is better than his mum's.
Why do you want to lose weight?
I want to lose weight because I want to be more active with Isabel, because at the moment, not running around with her too much in the park because you get out of breath from that.
So you want to be a fit and
I want
active
to be
dad?
a fun dad, yeah.
If I'm to help this couple out,
Come with me.
I need to know what they weigh. It's time to meet the Secret Eaters scales.
Michael, you think you weigh how much?
About 19.
About 19. Hop on, young'un. Michael, you're just under 20 stone. When was the last time you weighed yourself?
6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago
Yeah.
you weighed yourself. So you put on nearly a stone in 6 weeks. Okay. So, lady,
On them now.
on you get, you've got to face the truth. So you think you're how much?
At 19.
About 19 stone. Okay, hop on. Okay, well, yeah, you're right. You're 19 stone 2.
To find out why their weight is spiralling out of control, Katie and Michael have agreed to let us monitor their every mouthful around the clock for 5 days. We've placed cameras in all the secret eating hotspots to get a true picture of what they really eat.
We need you to eat absolutely normally for the next week. Promise?
Promise.
Okay.
Cameras set inside, we also need to know exactly what Katie and Michael are chomping on the outside. So I've called in my very own Starsky and Hutch, otherwise known as Cameron Gowlett and Duncan Mee. These guys are two of the best PIs in the business and will be using every surveillance trick in the book to monitor Katie and Michael's every mouthful. Will our evidence prove they are, in fact, secret eaters? To get an idea of what they think they eat, we asked them to complete a food diary over the course of a normal week. Katie recorded eating, on average, around 1,500 calories a day, including lots of healthy salad. Michael listed eating around 1,300 calories a day, including nutritious home-cooked meals and sugar-free cola. According to their food diaries, it's a mystery why they aren't losing weight. But will our surveillance reveal discrepancies between what they think they eat and what they actually eat? The surveillance cameras are rolling. It's 4 a.m. and Michael's performing some mouth-to-spout resuscitation in the kitchen before he heads to work at London Euston, where he catches any fare dodgers. But there's no dodging our private investigators, even at this hour. At the station, PI Duncan keeps his eyes trained on Michael.
He hasn't eaten anything yet, but hopefully when he goes for lunch he will do.
Now, Michael told me he only has a sandwich or a drink for lunch.
We've just followed Michael to the shops. He's bought a Boost bar, which he's snacked on at work.
There's been a minor derailment on the lunchtime run, but those healthy eating claims haven't hit the buffers yet. Back at the flat, it's breakfast time for little Isabel. None for Katie, though, because of course she told me she hasn't eaten breakfast in years. Now, how do you get a 2-year-old to eat? One for Mummy, one for Isabel. One for Mummy. One for... oh, Mummy. Don't eat breakfast, eh, Katie? Studies have found that people who eat breakfast are less likely to be overweight than those who skip it. So far, there's not enough evidence to solve Katie and Michael's mysterious weight gain. But we'll keep watching exactly what passes their lips over the next 5 days. And it's not just this couple we're keeping an eye on. We Brits love nothing more than eating our way through an international tour of the taste buds. So we've set up our hidden cameras at a world food buffet to see which nation's nosh will win the culinary cup. There's the linesman preparing the pitch. It's kick-off in the qualifiers. And it's an early goal for the Chinese. While the Italian team are diving in the penalty box. He's trying to get a peek to the action. That's handling, ref. Issue a red card. There's a late run on the Spanish tapas. Could get messy. Here come the wags. It's all about the fashion, not the food for them. With the Italians and Chinese 3-3 at half-time, I predict it could go either way. We'll be back later to find out. A quarter of adults in the UK are overweight or obese, and that's certainly the case for these young parents from Orpington. Stay-at-home mum Katie weighs over 19 stone, while ticket inspector Michael tips the scales at almost 20. Both are mystified how they've managed to get so big.
I don't think I'd do anything different to other people.
I'm going to the gym, I'm working my butt off for like 2 hours a week, and I'm not getting anything from it.
To get to the bottom of how they've gained a massive 8 stone between them, they've agreed to go under round-the-clock surveillance for 5 days.
I was sitting right behind her and I saw everything she ate.
We've left no stone unturned to discover if this young couple could be eating more than they realise.
I'm told he had porridge for breakfast, coffee and leftover lasagna for lunch.
The couple now think their time of being watched is over. But sorry, Katie and Michael, our covert cameras are still rolling.
58% of your lady sugar. But they're all natural sugars, so... Yeah.
This trusting twosome think they're going to spend the night in this swanky London apartment before meeting our dietitian Lynn. And this is one pork pie we're happy for them to swallow, because what they don't realise is this is an apartment with a big difference. We've rigged the entire place with hidden cameras and erected a fake wall behind which lies the evidence of Katie and Michael's secret eating. It's here every scrap of evidence of their surreptitious scoffing is laid out. Katie and Michael still think they eat healthily and have no idea about the surprise about to be sprung. Let's hope they don't spot the clues. Loitering on the street to await their arrival is our accomplice, Jess.
Hi, my name's Jess. Nice to meet you. Come through. Drop your bags in here. This is where you'll be staying. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Yeah? The bedroom's through here. Do you want to have a look at the bedroom?
Can we have that bed at our house?
Sure, no one will notice if you steal it. Have you had any lunch? We've got you some bits. I'll put these over here, and then you can have a little something if you want. There's some information here about what you're up to tomorrow. Oh, okay. If you want to grab a seat and have a read through there. Okay. You sure I can't get you anything?
Honestly, it's fine.
Okay, I'm just going to double check they left you enough towels.
Nice job, Jess. You've put them exactly where I want them.
So they've arrived. It looks like they've got no idea at all what is really in this apartment. Shall we give them a surprise?
Oh, God!
Surprise! Michael's not even flinched.
I'm still reading.
Are you still reading? You're busy.
Yeah.
You're busy. Come on in, guys, because this is your very own Secret Eaters incident room. Take a look at your food tables. Michael, this is yours on the left. Katie, this is yours on the right. Just a snapshot of what we caught you guys eating. If you come over here to our surveillance board, our private investigators were on you 24/7.
I thought somebody was following me. They clearly weren't.
They really were following you. So, Katie, we caught you up there with a donut in your gob. Michael, we've got you in Euston Station. You were watched 24/7. Do you want to know a little bit more?
No.
No? Can we go home? Yeah. I'm going to show you a little bit more. If you come and sort of stand over here. First up to the plate is Katie. At just over 19 stone, she puts her weight gain down to not drinking enough water and skipping meals.
I don't think I've had regular breakfast since I started secondary school. Once or twice, normally on a Saturday, I'll go out with my best friend and we'll go and have lunch, but even that tends to be a jacket potato shop.
So, Katie, would it be fair to say that you really are not eating your breakfast or your lunch?
Not as often as I should.
Let's find out. Have a look at this.
It's just 1 o'clock now. It's lunchtime. Hopefully she's going to have lunch and we'll catch what she eats on camera.
I think you'll find Katie doesn't eat lunch, Duncan. However, her daughter and niece have to be fed, so the family head into an American diner. Bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Hello, chicken wings and fajitas. Just remember, Katie, chicken wings today equals bingo wings tomorrow.
That was yummy.
Katie thinks her weight gain could be down to not drinking enough water. But there's no diluting the fact that Katie just enjoys her food. It's home time for the family. But hang on, Katie's making a detour, Duncan. Donuts, quick!
She's got the donuts with her in the car now. I'm just following her to see where she's going to eat those and how many of them she has herself.
Back at the flat, Duncan's waiting to see if Katie and the donuts have come home full circle. Ah, there she is. And it's a jam dunk.
Really?
Clearly, you do not care about your diet today, Katie. The next day, the lady who doesn't lunch is having lunch. Inside, our spy, Cameron, keeps tabs. Cameron spots Katie making her way to the salad bar, where she deftly pulls a pint of mayonnaise. Let us see if this is just the tip of the iceberg.
She had a chicken, mushroom and cheese stack with fries and a lemonade.
If Katie thinks this is a healthy meal, she really is out to lunch. The following day, self-confessed lunch skipper Katie is, you guessed it, having lunch. But at least it's a healthy jacket potato on the menu. Spectacular. But aye, take a look at this snapshot provided by our informer, revealing cheese and beans, coleslaw, and side order of garlic bread, all washed down with a fizzy drink. You're telling me that, oh no, I don't really get to eat breakfast and lunch, certainly not as often as I should. And at least 4 days that we were following you, you were out eating lunch with your mates who dobbed you in.
To me, I'm going out to socialise with a friend. The food kind of just comes along with the socialising side of it. I don't think I consciously go for the unhealthy option.
We asked our dietitian, Lynn Garton, what effect Katie's lunchtime habits are having on her waistline.
Now, if during surveillance was a typical week for you, the amount of calories that you'd be getting from those foods eaten and prepared outside the home is equivalent to...
She's going to show me something bad.
The same number of calories as you'd find in these 40 cheeseburgers.
I feel slightly sick. That doesn't look nice. Seeing all the cheeseburgers really did bring it into perspective about how much I was eating, and to see something look that revolting really does kind of put you off wanting to do it again.
Katie is a social scoffer. If, like Katie, you enjoy eating out with friends, here are some tips to make sure it doesn't damage your diet. Select foods prepared with healthier cooking techniques, such as steaming, grilling, poaching or stir-frying. Banish the bread basket. And get a free app on your phone which can help you do some simple calorie mathematics to make sure you don't exceed your daily allowance. Next up to face the facts is train ticket inspector Michael, who's puzzled why he's almost 20 stone.
I don't think I do anything different to other people. I think my diet is quite balanced.
Well, let's see what we found when you started your shift at work, but then you came back in the evening for dinner with Katie.
The trains may not always run on time, but Michael's like clockwork when it comes to buying his lunchtime usual, and Cameron is hot on his tail.
Michael's just gone into the shop and bought lunch. He bought a soft drink, some crisps, and a triple sandwich.
Well, that's exactly what Michael told me he has for lunch, so no mystery there. But is his diet on the healthy track at home? In the buffet car this evening, it's home-cooked lasagna on the menu.
That is actually awesome.
It does look so yummy. Which I what you normally eat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Katie.
I'm leave this in there,
That sounds about right.
With a portion that size, Michael's healthy eating is a thing of the pasta.
Now you see? No, you don't.
Finished? Are you sure?
If you want more, go get more.
I thought so. Michael's chug-chugging back into the kitchen.
Running to get more.
Michael's appetite in the evenings is like a runaway train. The following night, with roast lamb on the menu, Michael gets some sheep thrills in the kitchen. And with Katie's huge portion sizes, he's a mutton for punishment.
There you go, babe.
Sorry, Katie, but tonight, Michael only has eyes for you. The next night, left to his own devices, Michael's causing carnage in the kitchen, dishing out punishment to some battered fish, stuffed sausages, waffles and baked beans. And this culinary criminal isn't done yet. He pepper sprays the pitiful plate with curry powder.
That's disgusting.
What?
Before dousing it with tomato sauce.
So embarrassing.
And in just 5 minutes, Michael's thoroughly killed off his taste buds with a salt and battery.
Those beans and sausages covered in ketchup literally look like a crime scene. Like,
It tasted nice.
but then when you were cooking the lamb and you served up that meal, that was huge.
I know how much you'll eat, so I kind of dish it up.
Lynn, what does it mean for Michael when he gets back from work? He's not really eaten that much all day. What's going on in those meals?
You're eating huge portions, Michael, and a number of those meals are coming to over 1,500 calories.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
We asked Lynn to give Michael a breakdown of just how many calories were in his most calorific evening meal.
First of all, Michael had 2 potato waffles, providing 156 calories. The battered fish, 224 calories. 5 sausages, each come into 80 calories, so in total, 400 calories. 3/4 of a tin of baked beans come into 253 calories. He added a dessert spoonful of curry powder, 14 calories. To finish it off, Michael added 5 large tablespoons of tomato ketchup, 115 calories. In total, this meal of Michael's came to 1,162 calories.
I'm on my way to see Dr. David Lewis, one of the UK's top food psychologists, to find out if there's ways we can all eat less.
So, David, you have brought me to a restaurant, but I know you well enough. You're not going to be treating me to dinner, are you?
I'm afraid there's no such thing as a free lunch where I'm concerned, Anna. Today, I'm running an experiment to show that where we eat controls how much we eat.
Ah, OK. So how are we going to test this today, then, David?
Well, we've got 2 groups, and both groups of diners are going to be given exactly the same meal. The difference is the context in which they're going to be given this food. In one group, we have got a kind of a fast food restaurant setup. We've got bright lights and loud music. And the other group are going to eat in a much more relaxed situation with soft lighting and soft music. And what the research suggests is that the people will eat more in the fast food situation, because of the bright lights, because of the loud music, it's actually been designed to encourage people to eat more and to eat more rapidly.
So it's simply because with the bright lights and the music, it's more stimulating?
Yes, but the key message here is because they're eating it fast, their stomach, in a sense, is not going to have time to send their brain a message, say, OK, I've had enough, so they're going to overeat.
To test this theory, we're treating a group of foodies to dinner in this southeast London restaurant, where we've created 2 distinct dining areas. Each volunteer will be served an identical meal, all carefully measured out by Dr. David and his team. Our diners think they've been invited to take part in a study about social interaction while eating out, but all we really want to know is how much they eat. Dinner is served. Find out later if lingering over your food makes you eat less, or if eating in a fast food joint makes you bolt down your burger and stuff those French fries.
So what's she got here at the moment?
Over the last 5 days, we've been spying on 22-year-old Katie and her 24-year-old boyfriend Michael from Orpington.
More, go get more.
Because they want help solving the mystery of their combined 8-stone weight gain.
I don't think I eat that bad. I don't think that what I've eaten, say, in the last 7 days warrants so much weight.
They've already been served up a large helping of evidence in our incident room.
Surprise!
But for Katie, it's time to dish up some of her other bad habits. Regular gym bunny Katie is still baffled about why the weight won't come off when she's always working up a sweat.
Even if it's just £1 a week or even half a pound, I should be losing something.
You're quite fit, aren't you? Go to the gym?
Yes.
How often are you going a week?
Twice a week.
Let's have a look at how actively you are trying to lose that weight.
It's Thursday afternoon, and while daughter Isabel's at nursery, virtuous Katie's at the gym. While Katie's pumping iron, Cameron nips round to her brother's house to pump him for information.
So I hear Katie's coming around for dinner tonight.
Yep.
What I really need is for you to spy on her while you're serving food.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
I love my brother.
Katie's just arrived at her brother's for dinner.
After all her good work at the gym, can she exercise some restraint now? It doesn't look like it.
So, Craig, what exactly did Katie have to eat tonight?
Spaghetti bolognese, garlic bread.
It was easy. He dubbed you in.
This was a fresh tub of mayonnaise, almost.
Wow, okay.
She's had most of that.
That's a lot of mayonnaise she's had. So how many pieces of garlic bread did she have?
This is exactly what we had.
OK. So she ate a whole stick of this?
Whole stick of garlic bread with mayonnaise on the side.
I had 6 bits.
The following day, it's P.I. Duncan's turn to get his running shoes on.
She's ready to come out now. She's been in there about an hour, but my informant tells me she's only actually been in the pool part of it, the exercise bit, for just over 10 minutes, that's it.
Even a regular 10-minute swim session could help Katie turn the tide on her weight gain. But it all depends what she gets up to after she leaves the pool.
Katie's gone into the local shop. I'm going to nip in there. These are the food items that she's bought, particularly 2 of these pain au chocolat.
Back home, Katie makes light work of the 2 pain au chocolat at 280 calories each. And later that evening, she and Michael head out for a romantic Chinese meal together. Katie's earlier 10-minute swim session could have burnt off 200 calories, but the pain au chocolat cost her 560. Now, after a belly-busting banquet, which included vegetable spring rolls, prawn toast and chicken with fried rice, her grand total of calories consumed is a massive, workout-shattering 1,439.
So, Katie, how long were you in the pool for?
I was determined to do 50 legs. Right. But I've lost the strap. I've got a strapless swimming costume. and I was swimming, it kept falling down.
So, Lynn, how is all that post-workout binging affecting Katie's chances?
Well, Katie, it's great that you're doing exercise because weight management is all about calories. Calories in versus calories out. And if you're burning up a lot of calories through the exercise, that's fantastic. It will help with the weight. Unfortunately, though, on the other side, your calories in when you're doing that exercise is all been undone. All the good work is now been undone. So, for example, when you had that spaghetti bolognese meal at your brother's, you added nearly 1,000 calories in terms of garlic bread, cheese and mayonnaise. So that huge meal that you had after you did that exercise undid all the good work.
For once in my life, I don't actually know what to say.
Katie and Michael aren't the only ones we've been watching. We've set up cameras at a world buffet to find out which nation has the most popular food in our Culinary World Cup. The second half is underway, and there's plenty of activity in the Chinese penalty area. But there's an Indian counter-attack with these two strikers up front. She's a Korma chameleon because she's now making a play for the Chinese as well. And her fellow Indian striker has joined the Italians. It's a case of déjà vindaloo. Over on the bench, he's making a last-minute substitution. Indian off, Chinese on. Down on the left wing, someone's taken a roll, a duck pancake roll. Now that's got to be a foul. The full-time whistle blows, and with the majority of the diners going all out for Oriental, the Chinese win the Culinary Cup. Back in the instant room, it's time to see if the final evidence of Michael's secret eating will raise an eyebrow. In his food diary, Michael claims he just drinks sugar-free cola.
You've said, I'm going sugar-free in my diet. Or are you?
But what's this? Looks like Michael has got a thirst on for something a little more fruity.
You drank it out of the carton.
It was the last bit.
Tramp.
What was the last bit, look?
Michael drank 2.5 litres of fruit juice in just 5 days, a staggering 9 times more than the national average. A single glass of orange juice can contain as much as 20 grams of sugar, so less juiceful to our diets than we might realise.
You get through so many glasses of juice. I think you might be surprised to learn, actually, about how much sugar is actually in those fruit juices. Lynn, fill Michael in.
The fruit juices that you were drinking through surveillance, as well as the sugary fizzy drinks that you also drank, over a month contains the same amount of sugar as not just one tray of donuts, not just 2 trays, but 162 jam donuts.
It's a lot of sugar.
That is a lot of sugar, especially from somebody who said, I've cut sugar out of my diet.
And you don't think about it because it's just juice. You think, well, it's got no sugar in it.
But you think it's fruit, it's sort of, you know, healthy.
It contains sugar, and although it's natural sugar, it's still sugar, and sugar contains calories.
It is scary thinking all those fruit juices add up to a lot of sugar, because at the time you just drink it and you're not thinking about it. You think, oh, it's fruit, it's fine, but clearly not. It's a lot of sugar.
Michael is a classic juice junkie. He thinks he's making a healthy choice, but fruit juice can contain as much sugar as the regular fizzy drinks he's wisely given up. If this is you, here are some healthy tips. Add 1/3 water to dilute your juice. Drink sugar-free flavoured water. Eat your fruit instead of drinking it. Whole fruit contains fibre, which is lost when it's squeezed to make juice. So include fibre-rich foods in your diet to make you feel fuller for longer. Now that Katie and Michael have seen all the evidence, it's time for them to find out the difference between what they think they eat and what they actually eat.
Lynn, can you actually give us the true picture of what Katie and Michael are eating compared to what their food diaries stated?
Michael, based on your food diaries, your calorie intake was coming out at around 1,300 calories a day. But during surveillance, you actually got through 2,900 calories.
That's a big jump.
Katie, based on your food diaries, you thought you were getting through around 1,500 calories a day. But during surveillance, you got through 2,800 calories a day.
It's a lot.
I don't know what to say. It's a shock.
Katie, I'm going to have to ask you, are you a secret eater?
Yes.
Michael, are you a secret eater?
Yeah, definitely.
Since Katie and Michael have seen the extent of their secret eating, they've agreed to stick to a healthy eating plan given to them by Lynn. Katie is going to have to change her habits and aim for 2,000 calories a day in order to start losing some weight. She must eat 3 regular meals a day and make healthier choices when eating out.
I think my consciousness is going to be so much more aware of what I'm eating.
Michael will also need to make some changes to stick to his new diet of around 2,200 calories a day. He'll have to significantly reduce his portion sizes and cut right back on the fruit juice. These simple changes should turn the tide and start the weight loss.
It's going to be challenging, but if me and Kate work in a team, we can get through those challenges.
We'll be catching up with these young parents later to find out how they got on. Earlier, we invited a group of unsuspecting guinea pigs to take part in what they think is a study about food and social interaction.
Thank you so much.
We're actually testing a scientific theory. We've taken over this restaurant and set up 2 distinct areas. One group is eating in a fast food style room, the other in a fine dining room. They've been served with identical meals, but science says the added stimulation of the fast food area will encourage those diners to put away more food. Plates cleared, Dr. David can now calculate the results based on the food left over by each group. It's time for the diners we've duped to find out the truth.
Hello, everybody, and thank you ever so much for taking part in our experiment today. But we weren't remotely interested in how you were interacting with each other. We were interested in what you were eating and indeed how much. I'm going to hand you over to Dr. David.
What we were looking at today was the difference in the environment in which you had your food. Now, what the theory says is that when you have your meal in a fast food restaurant with bright lights, bright colours, perhaps loud music, you're going to eat more.
So, hands up who was in the restaurant that was sort of bright lighting. OK, lovely. And the rest of the team who are up here? In the more refined area? Well, these are the results. If we just sort of try and explain a little bit more. So,
right, well, these represent the calories which were eaten by the 2 groups. There's a 46% difference between the 2 groups. Those in the fast food are represented by this tube. And you ate in total, as a group, 11,917 calories. But in the, what we might call the fine dining group, you only ate, as a group, 8,150 calories. So a 46% difference. Just because you were in a restaurant with bright lights and loud music, it, in a sense, conditioned you to eat more food. And one of the reasons you probably did that was you were eating more rapidly, and so your stomach didn't have time to send a message to the brain saying, OK, I've had enough, stop chewing, I don't want any more food.
A 46% difference. So it's been spectacular. Again, we have proved the science today.
I was sitting in the fine dining area. It was nice. Everybody could just relax and talk and just take their time over the meal. And that was good.
I was eating slower than I normally do.
I eat a lot of food, but not quickly. I eat quite slowly. And today I ate a whole pizza really fast.
I noticed that I was eating a lot more and a lot faster. I didn't stop. At one point I was throwing onion rings in my mouth like that.
5 weeks ago, young parents Katie and Michael were mystified by their massive weight gain.
As you can see in our fridge, we've got no chocolates or anything bad that you typically see in an overweight person's fridge, and this is why we can't understand why we are the size we are.
To find answers, they agreed to go under surveillance for 5 days.
Katie's just arrived at her brother's house.
And we showed the shocked couple evidence of their secret eating in our incident room.
You were watched 24/7.
When I thought somebody was following me, they clearly weren't.
They really were. For the sake of their family's future, they agreed to embrace change. Now, 5 weeks on, it's time to find out how they got on.
When we come back from the incident room, I had a packet of Doritos left over in the cupboard from a couple of days before, and I picked them up and I threw them in the bin. And I felt really proud of myself, and I rang my mum the next day and I was like, you'll never guess what I did last night. Everything that they pointed out that was really, really bad, it's kind of put us off it, so we have cut quite a lot of stuff out, and we don't even notice that it's missing. Instead of going out, like with my brother and my niece, and obviously his girlfriend, we've made more of an effort to go to each other's houses. I'll go down my mum and dad's and be like, hey guys, who wants a salad? I feel a lot fitter. Like going to the gym, I've noticed my fitness improving, and I can see in myself that I have kind of started to change body shape, so it's given me a little bit more confidence.
Portion sizes reduced from what they used to be. Now they're just normal average size portion.
I made a shepherd's pie last week, and Michael said that it was so nice that he really wanted to go back for some more, and I was like, no, you don't need any more. And after about 5 minutes, he kind of got over it.
I feel like a little schoolboy, but I know what she means. And we've got out all the juice now, that's all gone. There's no more juice in the house.
We are not allowed juice in the house. Do you think you've done all right?
Soon find out.
Do you want to go first?
The final weigh-in is still to come. But remember, it's not just Katie and Michael's secret eating we've been spying on. The mid-afternoon slump is a scientific fact, but how many people will try to beat it without an artificial sugar fix? We've set up hidden cameras in a sales office to find out. We've provided 3 sweet dispensers, each containing a sugar hit. There's juicy jelly beans, truly scrumptious chocolate sweeties, as well as lower-calorie raisins. Our first customer is getting a bit handy with that candy. He's really clever, just melts into the crowd. She's someone raising her game. This is a fast worker. He's jelly bean and gone in a flash. Multitasking with coffee cups. What a smarty pants. He's in a hurry. Don't worry, it's never too chocolate. Now this man gets the trophy for ingenuity. During our filming, 27 people chowed down on the chocks. 26 gobbled the jelly beans, and whilst the raisins had 40% fewer calories than the chocolates and 25% fewer calories than the jelly beans, only 16 people were grateful for the healthier way to raise in their energy levels. So if you want a sugar hit without giving your waistline a walloping, try and remember, there are healthy raisins to be cheerful. Back in Orpington, it's the moment of truth for young parents Katie and Michael. Since wising up to their secret eating,
you're eating huge portions, Michael, and a number of those meals are coming to over 1,500 calories.
That's a lot.
They've been following a healthy eating plan given to them by our dietitian Lynn. If they've stuck to it, Katie and Michael should have each lost around 10 pounds.
Do you think you've done all right?
Soon find out.
Do you want to go first?
No.
First to step onto the scales is Michael, who 5 weeks ago weighed in at almost 20 stone.
Right, it says you're 19.2. Oh, you've lost like 10 pounds.
No, well, there you go.
Good.
Yeah.
Ah, are you impressed?
Yes. Your turn. Go on.
What with you?
Yeah, jump on.
Will Katie be successful? She started out 19 stone 2.
You are 18.3.
Whoa!
There you go.
Between them, Katie and Michael have shed almost 2 stone. But more importantly, they're on their way to becoming healthier, more active parents to daughter Isabel.
We've made so many changes and they've made such a big impact already, but I can't imagine going back.
Before, when I was coming home, probably get to about an hour and I'll be asleep on the sofa because I'm just so tired. But now, I come home and after an hour I'm still awake and I'll be playing with Isabel and that. She gets a lot more me and her time than she used to.
A box has opened and we want this box to stay opened. And rainbows and sunshine.